expired. Mr. Fitzpatrick.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Secretary, good to see you again. If there's one thing that keeps me awake at night, it's the visa waiver program. And every visa decision we make is a national security decision. There's currently 38 countries on the waiver program initiated back in the late 80s with the UK, I believe. I believe we had about 19 million travelers just last year alone on the program. And it's a sense its inclusion is decided by a number of factors, including the Human Development Index. We live in a very different world now in 2017 from a national security standpoint than existed back in the 80s and 90s as the program has continued to expand. Unfortunately, terrorism is no longer a regional threat, it's a global threat. And there's a lot of very good people that live in really tough places, and there's also a lot of really bad people that live in really nice places like Paris and Munich and Copenhagen and Brussels and the like. And do you think it's time that we need to rethink our participation in that program as a nation, given the threats that we face in 2017?
I think, Congressman, it makes sense to upgrade what we're doing. The good news is in all of those countries, as you know, they have police and backgrounds and background checks and databases and all that. And by the way, I think I said earlier, I don't know if you were here, that because of things that have happened in Europe recently and my move to ban large electronics in the passenger compartments of airplanes, have got them really enthusiastic about increasing their cooperation in coming up to the U.S. standards. Some of them are already there. Many of the visa waiver countries are there. In fact, they're basic, that we use the same kind of criteria. But there are, as you know, we're pretty strict about visa waiver. I mean, even our great partner, Israel, as good as they are at what they do, cannot qualify, and there's other European countries as well. But it is worth looking at it for sure. The one thing about the visa waiver program, if a terrorist was able to get on a U.S.-bound aircraft, we still have very, very good procedures to ensure, not guarantee, but to ensure that that individual is not carrying a bomb or a gun. So when he gets to the United States, he is now in the United States without a bomb or a gun. And as you know, I think we're very, very good, particularly our great FBI and law enforcement people. We've got networks such as they are under control. That doesn't take away the lone wolfers now. So we're in good shape, but it's worth looking at it. We are going to look at it. I have my number 2 going out to Malta next week for a very large conference on this issue to include the electronics ban that I implemented in 10 airports. So I'm with you, though, on the concern.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. And if there's anything this committee can do to assist, please let us know, because it's very important.
Sure will.
Second, I have 2 minutes left here. It's good that we're increasing the budget for DHS this year. That's definitely needed. It is being drawn back in a couple of areas that are concerning, as was mentioned here, FEMA and also the OIG. OIG, I think for every dollar spent, that's going to result in a cost savings. If we can expand its scope, if we can expand its numbers, expand its budget, since its mission is to cut back on fraud, waste, and abuse, ultimately, I believe that will streamline and save money. So to the extent that you could advocate for that, I think that would be a good idea.
Yes, sir.
I yield back.
Gentleman yields back.